Good morning, everybody. My name's David Pollock, and I'm here with the Gallant Few Daily News update for Wednesday, the 22nd of February. The main item which we'll be discussing today is Michael Beale's news conference of yesterday, which was much in contrast from Gio's efforts from last season and earlier this season. The guy just provides you some entertainment and nothing else. He is the real deal. So, getting straight on to it, we had Michael fielding a range of questions, but he was first of all explaining that this is a huge game for all involved at Rangers Football Club, and he said it's a privilege to be involved in this fixture. He also indicated, that there was lots of respect between the two teams. Well, I'm not sure if respect would be my choice of words, but it was Michael's, and he then indicated it's all about how we perform on the day, and isn't it just? So he was further asked about 2019 and the League Cup final when we lost to an offside goal. And his explanation there was that, that we essentially didn't take our opportunities that day. We were good box to box, but we kind of let ourselves down with our finishing on the day. And, well, having missed a penalty, that was the major item there. But there was a couple of questions, asking about the pain of 2019. But he then finished by saying he's just about over it, thank goodness. He was then asked about the injury list, which is extensive, listing some of the players that we may be without this weekend. And here is the list. So it was Ross McCrory, Tillman, Lundstrom, Jack, Ridvan, Lawrence, Suter and Arfield, who are all potentially, and I stress the word potentially, unavailable this weekend. Although he did indicate that he, towards the end of this week, as in today, tomorrow and Friday, he's hoping to get at least a couple back into training and be available for Sunday. I'm hoping it might be more than a couple, but Michael is saying that, indicating that these being professional football players, they have a tendency to declare themselves fit when perhaps they aren't 100%, and explained that it's fantasy that if we believe, or anyone believes, that when they lace their boots up they're 100% fit every week, it just doesn't happen. So let's hope we can see. He mentioned 2. I'm hoping that it might be 3 or 4. He did say that the team that he'll be looking at the weekend will be close to last weekend, possibly the bonus being 1 or 2 additions. But I'm hoping that the injury list will be kind to us, and more will be available. He said it was a privilege to manage Rangers in a cup final, and I guess we would all subscribe to that. And I think Michael's come to Rangers a lot later in life than we have, so I think he's possibly explaining to the rest of the world the meaning of it being a privilege to manage Rangers in a cup final, because I think we'll all be of the view that it's something you would that we would die for. And here is, kind of, certainly in my view, the big takeaway, from his press conference yesterday was obviously the game yesterday kind of was the main focus of it. But he did mention, and I'm going to quote him here, we have a lot of work to do regardless of the outcome, which means that, obviously we want to win on Sunday. But I think he's saying that ultimately it's there's a bigger project on the go here, that And his prize, I'm ultimately here to win the league, is what he said. And he said that on Monday morning that job will still be there, despite the outcome on Sunday, whether we're singing and dancing or, as he said, lower than a snake's belly. So he's saying that his main item here is to win the league, which we're all delighted to hear, because that's all our focus. But I think, he was also asked about our record in cup competitions of late, and it isn't that inspiring. In terms of preparation for this weekend, Mick explained that the squad we will have a normal week. We have an experienced squad who have played in finals before, so he will be looking for his players and our players to be drawing on that experience to provide us with a good outcome on the game on Sunday. But he did say that there are bigger things on my mind after this weekend. We are in a good place as a football club. So I think it's important for me, and I think it's important possibly for us all, that we keep this in context. Obviously, it's a massive game. It's an Old Firm final. It's the chance to put one over that lot, and just what that will mean to us. Taking them to Hampden for a cup final for the first time in God knows how many years to put one over them, and I mean, it just scares me to think about anything other than a Rangers victory. In the kind of general context of the game on Sundays, Mick was explaining that Rangers have a worldwide support, and which will be right behind the club, and he is conscious that the size of that support and all that means to us. But he was keen to stress that we have to do ourselves justice, and not to get too emotional about what the bigger picture looks like. He's saying that the game on Sunday is massive for us, and we've only got 4 sleeps to go, and the fact that we'll be counting those sleeps tells you all that you need to know. But it's a huge game. But I think he's keen to stress that we need to kind of, as he said, have a look at the bigger picture and where this squad is going, because I think he sees, and I think he actually mentioned that the squad still have a big step to make. We need to jump another 20%, were his exact words. But he then went on to explain about the mentality of the squad and how things have changed since he arrived, in terms of being a bit more consistent. He's looking for more energy, to be a bit more fluid. And I think in his time in charge, we are seeing signs of that. We're seeing a kind of gradual improvement in the performance of the team. We can't really grumble much about the results. I mean, other than the draw with them at the new year, it's been a 100% record for Mick. So we're hoping that he continues in that vein on Sunday, and gets Tav up those steps to lift that trophy right in their faces. That will be the most pleasing outcome. As I said, I think the main item which I think Mick Beale has brought to our squads since his arrival is trying to have more confidence instilled into our players, because I think retrospectively I think the players were just a bit more fragile. I think we saw that with our start to the season. I think some of it may have stemmed from maybe just a lack of belief in Gio and the system that he was asking the team to play. We had a couple of setbacks, which I think then just adds to the lack of confidence. And my main point here is that I think since Michael Beale arrived, there has been an emphasis that we need to be more confident. Obviously that comes with results, but I think the setup breeds confidence, which breeds better performances, and gives the squad belief in themselves. And I'm saying this because I know, just from my place in the stand, that earlier this season that there was a lack of confidence in our squad from the support in terms of being able to deliver. And I think the main benefit that Michael Beale has brought to us has been the increase in that confidence, greater belief. And I think for those of you who have watched the Liverpool Real Madrid game last night, there was an absolute classic example of a squad who are confident, who believe in their own ability, who then go down 2-0 after 14 minutes in a Champions League game, but still grind out the result, end up, comfortably winning the tie 5-2. And I think that stems straight from, having confidence in the squad, belief in what you're doing, believing in the process and believing in each other, and the rewards that then can bring you. Obviously, there's a technical level of ability, in Real Madrid. I mean, it goes without saying. But the Rangers squad is not, devoid of technical ability. We have good players. And I think the benefit of Michael Beale since he arrived is that he's now instilling confidence, which then has that snowball effect of the players believing in themselves. It also has the effect on the opposition of them knowing that they're up against a squad who are mentally strong. And mental strength, allied to belief, allied to energy, allied to determination, are what's going to improve our squad. And I think that was probably what Michael Beale was alluding to when he mentions that we have another 20% to jump. Because as he said, the on Monday morning, his entry will be pretty much, the same entry regardless of the result on Sunday. But that's not to get away from the importance of the result on Sunday. We all know what this means to us. He knows what it means to us. And I think that the team that take the pitch on Sunday will have that instilled in them. I think he made a comment earlier this season which I think was significant when he sent the team out, and he says, I think he probably overdid it in terms of winding them up. So this is not chaos. We need controlled chaos. We need a plan. We need to stick to the plan, and have the team believe that they can do this and that we will get a result. So listening to Michael Beale yesterday, he just inspires confidence in me. I can't quite put my finger on it why that is the case. I mean, we're obviously getting players back from injury. We would like to see Malik Tillman back. We want to see Nico Raskin, put his foot in the ball, puff his chest out, Barry Ferguson-esque performance on Sunday and boss this outfit. So we're hoping that that will be the outcome on Sunday. No doubt there'll be Colin will be back tomorrow with Thursday's update as we count down to the main event on Sunday. Unfortunately, I don't have a ticket, so I'll be screaming at the TV. But if anyone does have a ticket, then do get in touch, and I'll be happy to oblige you with folding notes for said ticket. But that's pretty much it from me. It was for the update, because I think the news conference yesterday, the presser, as we like to term this, was absolutely instrumental in me and giving me a wee insight, and hopefully us all, exactly where Michael Beale is with our squad. I mean, it was music to my ears that he mentioned that the most important thing is the league, and that's why he's been brought here. So, and the importance of this summer's transfer window and putting the pieces of the squad in place that's going to get us to that. Allied to the cups, we should be winning cups. He also stressed that from people who say we've won 2 in the last 11 years, he also pointed out that we've won 2 of the last 4 trophies. So hopefully the all in indication that we're headed in the right direction. So pretty much that's it from me, guys. As I said, Colin will be back tomorrow, bring you any further updates on. So for those of you who are fortunate enough to have a ticket for Sunday, get yourselves along to Hampden, take your Union flag with you, and unleash hell. So give them the backing all the way. Bring us home, guys. We are the people.